For today's webisode, we have 3 picture-perfect pads. We've got Peace on Earth, we have Christmas Cuties, and we have A White Christmas. All of these, plus the magic that Heidi has done in creating the projects. Please come play with us. We'll look at the first one, which is Peace on Earth, and down here it says there are 276 images. Now, at the product page, you're going to see that I've gone through every single one and shown them to you. But the pages are like this. They have multiple size of images, and that's how they get the giant number of artwork. So let me show you what Heidi's done. So she has taken this one, and she has used the larger piece for this card. Now, she did take our pastel cardstock and made her card base, and this is a gatefold card. So in the gallery, which is just right down there where you're seeing me, you'll see you can click on it and you're going to see the instructions for everything. So she's made the card, so ignore that part. You're going to cut it out and then fold it in half and then fold each side in. Now, she has also used the Dotted Duos #2, and that might be a surprise to use those pastels with Christmas, but doesn't it work beautifully? Now, she's also added some extras, as you would know she would. So she's taken this large piece and she's matted it on our metallic silver, and just to give that beautiful sheen. And she's also added over the top of it the snowfall acetate. Now, we are air freighting in more of the snowfall acetate, so it'll be here any day. And this is a very special item. You can see it's good for all winter long, and Heidi uses it a lot. So just cuts it to be the same size as the card. But then she does some other things to make it easy to attach it. So she's got some of the dazzles down here. You can see Winter Wonderland. Thank you, Houston. And that comes from the Christmas Greetings dazzles. And then she's also done a ribbon. This comes from the pink set. So stretching that ribbon over the matted image and then placing the acetate on top, she can put glue on the back side of the acetate so that when it gets placed onto that image, the glue is going to disappear. So you don't have to glue every single piece of it down. You just need some pieces of it glued down. And then she has matted it on the pastel cardstock to make a really rigid opening and simply glued it to the left-hand side. So I hope you followed that, because that's a process that Heidi uses quite a bit. Now, what she's done inside, let me find that sheet again, is she has taken another of the images. So because you get the same image in multiple sizes, she's taken the smaller image and put it on the inside of her card. And she has used, and she's matted it on that silver, added the pink bow, added Baby It's Cold Outside, which is a great greeting to go along with this image, and placed it onto the Dotted Duos. Notice that the larger Dotted Duo circles are on the inside. The little one is on the outside, but everything matches perfectly. So there you have it, a really fun look at how to do a technique that you can apply to all of these projects. Now, we're going to go to another one from Peace on Earth, and it is this, so you can see the choir. And here is what our Heidi has done. So she has taken the horizontal image, I guess there are a couple of horizontal images, and this time, do you see that glitter? Oh, gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? Well, you know what that is. That is our clear glitter sheets. Now, this comes in a set of, I think it's 4 or 5 sheets, and you can just lift this up. Let me find a corner that is unused, and the glitter will stay onto the acetate. And here we go. Come on, glitter. Sometimes if you talk to it, it makes a difference. Yeah. Okay, here we go. And it just looks like this. Let me get it. So it will reflect the glitter that's inside. And this glitter does not, you can see, it's not rubbing off. It doesn't go anywhere. It stays right there. It's kind of encapsulated between the adhesive and the acetate. So when she cut out her piece, she simply placed this on top, and you're going to get that wonderful glitter look. So beautiful. I thought it was really clever also as she put the dazzles, Joy to You and Noel, and this comes from the same set, the Christmas Greetings dazzles. Then she matted it on red cardstock and then wrapped before that, she put the border dazzles around the edge. So just really framed it very nicely between the border dazzles and also the offsetting of the words. Sometimes you feel like, well, I don't want to put something on top of the art, but I think it works really well when it's an area of the art that isn't really terribly important. So it just kind of puts everything together. Now the ribbon has been wrapped around the matted image and then ready to go. However, this card is a surprise, a nice surprise, because it is an easel card. So you can see that she's used the cardstock to cover each of these pieces, and that was done by taking the front of the card, simply folding it in half, and then covering it with the cardstock, and then gluing this piece, only the bottom of that piece, to the bottom of the card front. Doesn't that look nice? Now inside, she has taken another image, and she has, because you get, I think it's 4 of each of these. Yes, you get 4 pieces. So she's taken some more of the trees, cut them out, and placed them right here on top of her cardstock that it too has the glitter, clear glitter acetate on it. So that shimmery color is at the front, on the inside, and then again on a smaller image. So you can see right down here, there's a little square. So in all of these cards, I think all of them, she has used another piece of the paper to go inside, but it coordinates with the front of the card, which is a really nice way to go. So in this case, she has cut out that piece again, did the same thing she did on the front, put the clear acetate with the border dazzles, matted it, and in this case she put 2 of the trees, foam taped this piece, and then she's got 2 other little trees that she also cut out, there you go, and then put a bow in the center. So we've got glitter everywhere, but not on our fingers, and it's just a really, really nice look. So great to see that happening. Now we're going to go into the Christmas Cuties. Now, you know we have a paper pack that's called Cutesy Christmas. This is different. This is Christmas Cuties. This too has 280 images. I'll just flip through so you can kind of see what they look like. They're just charming, and Cutesy really does explain what the look is. Okay, now let me show you. So Heidi took this image, and look what she did with it. So she covered her card, or put a piece of this image, and then she cut out some other pieces of it. So she cut out the trees and the reindeer and foam taped them. Let me see, can you see that? They're foam taped on the inside, but then she did something else, which is very clever. And she took that snowfall acetate. So, you know, when you buy it, you've got 16 sheets, so you might as well use it lots of different places, don't you think? And she cut out around that jar and did the snowfall acetate on top. Now, again, how do you attach it? Well, just put some glue underneath that top of the jar, because we're going to put another piece over it. And then she also put some dots of glue on the little lights on the tree. So again, the glue disappears, especially we're using the Cosmic Shimmer Specialist glue, so that just works perfectly. Then she cut out the cap and glued that on. And you just get how fun to have that shine. Now, if you're waiting for the snowfall acetate to arrive and you just can't wait, Another way that you can get that shine is with crystal lacquer, our favorite crystal lacquer. So you would just cover this whole area, let it dry, because it will dry clear, but it does need to dry for several hours. So you need to do that first. I know it's hard to wait, but we still need to do it. And then she did put the border dazzles again around the edge, matted it on the red cardstock. Now, if you wanted to, you could put a red ribbon right there too, so that would be pretty. But I love the dimension and the shine. On the inside of her card, well, she took another piece right here and did the same thing. Just put it on top of the Snowfall acetate that's the same size as the cardstock. After she glued this piece onto the acetate, she put glue on the back of the acetate, pressed it down. It's going to hold it very nicely. You see, it doesn't have to be attached everywhere, but just a few places. She also added the Merry Christmas, and that's from our 120 Merry Christmas Dazzle collection. So just really fun and bright and cheery. So Cutesy Christmas is the name of it. Now, let me show you more. The woman has done more. And we've shown you some pretty easy things to do. I'm going to show you that she's done something else with the next Cutesy. And here it is. This is the sheet that she used. So again, you've got lots of owls. Now this time, she cut her card down to, I believe it's 4 3/4 or 4 1/2. So look in the directions you'll see. And you see Dear Santa right here. When I open this up, look what happens. We have a waterfall card, and here is what is going on. Very fun. Let me close it up, and you can see Good Tidings is right down here. Now let me walk you through how to make this. So easy, you're going to take the largest image and trim it down to fit onto the front of your card, which that's exactly what she's done. She's certainly just cut it out, matted on red, glued it to the front of her card, and that's ready to go. Now, to make the waterfall, one thing you will need is all of those images. So you can see you've got 1, 2, 3, and she used this one, It's Christmas. So all 4 of them, she has matted them on white. So let me just bring these out. And then I'm going to set them aside just for a second. Then she took a piece of paper, cardstock, and this is 2 1/4 inches wide by, I believe it's 10 inches long. Again, the dimensions are in the gallery. Then she measured from one end and went up 1 7/8 inches. Okay, so she measured up, and then she drew and scored 5 lines. They are 3/4 of an inch apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Scored those. You can see a little note here, glue image. Well, I'll show you what that means. And then she folded each of them in a mountain fold. So it's going to go like that, that, and like that. And then you can go ahead and fold that across. So then you've got this image. Now, I found it easiest to use the extra sticky tape. So it looks like this. It's the red liner tape, or orange, however you want to do that, because it's really going to attach each of the images right in those areas. So the next thing you want to do is figure out the sequence. I'm going to do exactly what Heidi has done. So the first one, she took this little guy, and you're only going to want to attach it where that strip of adhesive is. So this one is going to go right here. The second one is the little bird with the package is going to go right here. The third one is going to be that big close-up of the owl. And then the last one is It's Christmas. So they are each only glued to that flap. Just is going to work out really nicely. So you're going to end up with all of these layered just like so. Okay? Now, I didn't attach them right now because there's something else you need to do, and we need to create a band that's going to hold this waterfall mechanism in place. So out of red cardstock, if you will cut a strip that's 6 inches long and 3/4 of an inch wide, then this is going to get wrapped gently around the mechanism right here. Just right there. Now you want to glue this, and I would attach it again with the extra sticky tape only to itself. So you want to have that like so. But you want to have this mechanism stay loose. So you want to be careful not to glue anything to the white cardstock. So just the red to the red, okay? And you want to make sure that this is attached underneath the images, because this is going to be hidden. Okay, got all that? Now I know that that's long and it's hanging out. Right now it's the full width, the full 2 1/4 inches. Just trim off 1/4 of an inch on each side, bring it all the way up to that last image right here, and then this is going to be our pulling mechanism. Now this is going to get attached with the help of another piece of red cardstock. This is going to measure 4 1/4 inches long by 3/4. And this is going to get glued right here, right there. Now, this is going to go inside our card. And let me just bring this back to show you. This is going to get glued right here. And I'll bring this down a bit. And then after you have glued these two pieces together, the two red pieces, this gets a piece of the silver ribbon out of the gold and silver ribbon set right into the middle. And then this is going to get glued to the inside of your card. Only this part and only the back side of the belly band. So the red things get glued to the red things. Does that help? Then you can decide how long you want this piece to be, trim it off, add your greeting. In this case, Heidi added from the Christmas Dazzles. Of course she did. Now you'll notice that this has the same process that we used on some of the earlier cards. So she has cut a piece of red cardstock. She has cut a piece of the Snowfall acetate. And then when she has glued the belly band down, and then she put glue behind it and attached it to the red cardstock on the inside. So it's always the acetate on top, gluing something to it, and turning the acetate over and putting adhesive on the back of it. So there you have a little more involved card, but just really charming. I think the Dear Santa is really cute on that. And then once again, you want to see it again? Okay, it's going to pop up. It's called a waterfall card, and it's really fun, and it will delight anyone who receives it. Okay, we have one more to look at, and that is our White Christmas. Now, this is going to be snowy themed images. Again, over 200, 248. You can see them. There's some outdoor, there's animals, there's houses, birds, all kinds of things. Now for this, because you get 4 of every single image, Heidi decided to do a paper toll style. And for those of you who know what that means, you're going to take one of the images. Now in this case, this one is going to be her card front. Again, she cut her card down to be smaller than our 5 by 6.5. So it's going to hold that image perfectly. And then she cut other of the papers to layer them. So the second layer is the whole bird and what it's sitting on. So some of the branches. And then the third layer is just each bird by itself. She has foam taped those together, as you can see, to get that paper toll style. Now, once again, she's added some dazzles into the artwork, but it works really well. The other thing she did is she did some specialty paper with these. Now, this is called white peacock paper. It is embossed. It is gorgeous. I know you only see a little bit of it, but she did matte her image on it. And then she used the thin line dazzles. In the thin line dazzles, it's this narrow border in lots of different styles. And you get 250 thin line dazzles in gold, silver, white, and black. On the inside of her card, you can see that peacock paper a little bit better where it's holding the greeting. And she's done the same thing on the inside as she did on the front. She's done that with all of her cards, where you see the smaller image. And let me show you there. It's that one right there. Okay. And then she's matted it on the peacock and then onto the cardstock. And then also she's done the thin line dazzles all around that piece, all around the one on the front, and added a bow right there. So just really, really, really nicely done. Now, for her last card, she has taken this sheet from the White Christmas, and look what she's done. Okay, so big surprise. She's taken the large image, but she's used some specialty papers, and I think that's really fun. And she's added these blizzard sequins and oh, I guess it's all sequins. Let me open this up so you can get a better look. There you go. We'll get a little bit closer. So the sequins are in star shapes as well as the iridescent circles. Really fun. And of course, you get 1 million of them in this little tin. And it's called Blizzard. In fact, we brought these in especially for Christmas. So she's put that on top of the Snowfall acetate. The woman loves to use everything up, and I think it's a brilliant thing. So she cut out her image, cut her Snowfall acetate, attached all of the Blizzard elements with the Specialist glue, and then put dabs of glue on the back side of the acetate and placed it down right on the image. Then she matted it first on Red Ripple. So, wow. Now, you may not think of this as Christmas, but it has a lot of pow, and it is holographic cardstock. And then she did a second mat onto our black suede paper, which has that rich, rich, deep saturated color. And then she did a third layer. Specialty paper is her watchword on this, with our gold metallic. So all three of those just create a beautiful backdrop for this wintry scene. So really nice. A black bow is something you may not have expected. Then on the inside of her card, she's done the same process with the same imagery, taken one of the smaller ones off the paper. And so it's this square right here. The snowman is a separate square. And done the same thing, the same matting and the same process, but bringing in the Blizzard sequin tin to finish the embellishment. The bow on the opposite side than what it is on the front, just to create that kind of movement, and just a beautiful piece. So with Picture Perfect, a White Christmas, Picture Perfect Christmas Cutesy, and also Picture Perfect Peace on Earth, there are 804 images altogether. Wow, what a deal. Well, thank you, Heidi, for giving us lots of ideas and lots of ways to use product. And we thank you for joining us. Many of the things that Heidi used are down below. You can see that. Also see the gallery for instructions. If you're seeing this on YouTube, please hop over to paperwishes.com. We want you to be able to take advantage of the money saver that we have there, and also to get all of those instructions. And just love having you with us. Please leave a comment either on paperwishes.com or on YouTube, and we love to hear what you think. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.